Shanti here, and welcome to another Friday video. I am so sorry that I couldn't have a video up for you guys last Friday. Finals were just crazy. My life was everywhere. Everything was going on. I just really truly did not have time to film a video or edit it or get it up for you guys. But the day that I'm posting this is the day that I finished school. Thank goodness I am done with school and I am on summer break, and I will be able to post regularly and edit and upload and everything on time, so thank God. Now this video is going to be a story time video. It's going to be 3 stories in one, which I'm used to doing. These are the 3 times that I fainted. Well, fainting has run in my family for generations. My great-grandma faints, my grandma faints, my mom fainted a lot when she was my age. So now it is my turn to pass on the legacy. And it sucks. I have this weird superstition thing that I faint every 3 years. Ever since I was 7 years old, every 3 years something would happen to me and I would just faint. So let's start with the first story when I was 7 years old. Shall we? We shall. I was 7, we were in my brother's therapy, he was getting treated, and I was in a room playing with one of the therapist's daughters. And they're really nice girls. Well, it was just one girl. She was a really nice girl, and she was younger than I was. She was like around 5-ish, I'm guessing. And we were just playing, we were bouncing up and down, and I don't know if you know about these, but I'm gonna insert a picture here. It's like one of those foam exercise balls that you would use in aerobics or something cool like that, I don't know. And you would just bounce on those, and that's what we were doing. We were just bouncing on the aerobic balls, and then all of a sudden the ball slips from under me and I just crash onto the floor. And the floor is wooden, keep in mind, and I just went from bouncing high in the air to just crashing on the floor. So immediately I was feeling so much pain, and I didn't want to cry in front of the therapist's daughter. I don't know if it was pride or because I didn't want to scare her or make her sad. I just got up and I said, I need to go to the restroom now. So I left, I went to the restroom, and that was all I remember, because in the next, I don't know how long, I woke up and I was on the bathroom floor and everything was just shining, and I was just like, what's happening? What's going on? I was so disoriented. I got up, I saw myself, I was yellow, guys, I kid you not, yellow, and I was just like, what did I do? I just ran out, and I went into the room where my brother was getting his therapy done with my mom and the therapist, and I just go in there and I'm just like, I think I fainted. And the therapist was like, yikes. So he comes over, he's immediately just hey, lay down, and my mom was freaking out, and she always freaks out. He's just lay down, and he's tell me your name, tell me where you're from, how old are you? And I was just answering his questions. They were just basically to make sure that I was coherent enough, and we ended up not going to the hospital or the doctors at all, or calling the paramedics, because basically the therapist had just calmed me down. I hadn't hit my head really seriously. Everything was fine, so we just went home. That's what we did. We just went home. And after we went home, that was just the end of that story, the first one. The second time happened when I was 10 years old at Disney World. Well, technically it was downtown Disney, but it still counts as Disney World. So, we were in Disney with my cousin who had just come down from Mexico. I had never met her. I completely fell in love with her. I was so excited to see her and just to be super happy, and we were just so excited. And basically we made like a pact to ride Mount Everest when we visited Animal Kingdom the next day, and I was scared out of my mind. I was a little 10-year-old. I had never ridden like a real roller coaster in my entire life. Like now I'm just like a complete roller coaster junkie. Like you tell me where and I will be on it. But when I was 10, I was scared. I was scared, okay? So I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna ride. And then like on the inside, I was just like, I'm gonna die. I'm going to die. Basically, it was a combination of like nerves the entire day, probably dehydration. I like was in the pool a lot and I hit my head really hard on the pool floor, and a bunch of stuff happened. We went to downtown Disney. We were in a little dinosaur place, like it's like a build your own dinosaur / restaurant like themed thing. It's like T-Rex, I think that's what it's called. It's in downtown Disney Springs. It's still there. And we were in there, and we were in the ocean section. Like it's kind of like a rainforest cafe where there's different like sections. We were in like the ocean section, and we finished our dinner. Everything was fine and dandy. I get up and I like bang my elbow on the fish tank, and the fish tank is hard. It is hard. And I was just like, ow. And then I passed out. Like that's all I remember. Apparently, I passed out 3 more times in between like that one time. Like I kept getting up because my mom was screaming so loud. Like we were at a dinner, we were at a public place, and my mom was like hysterical. She was like screaming, Shanti, wake up, are you okay? And she was like shaking me. You're not supposed to shake someone when they pass out, mother. All the love to you, Mom, so I'm really sorry, I love you. She was just shaking me, and I literally would wake up from being passed out just to be like, Mom, I'm okay, it's okay. Mom, it's fine, I'm fine. Calm down, I'm okay. And that's just what I would be doing, and I'm just like waking up to reassure my mother when I'm just like constantly passing out. And then soon after, the paramedics arrived because, like I said, we were in a public place. My mom was hysterical. People got worried. So the paramedics came. I woke up, like fully woke up once they got there. I was just like, once again, they just asked me to repeat my name, like where I was from, how old I was, and after that, they just checked me out, and the first thing I asked them was like, is it too late to build a dinosaur? And like, it was midnight, so it was close, so they're like, no, sweetie. And I'm like, oh man. Like, that's all I cared about. I was 10, like, I didn't really care about anything else. And after that, we just got to our hotel, and I slept, and I ended up riding the ride I rode Mount Everest the next day after passing out, and I rode it about 5 more times after I finished the first time. So, face your fears, children. Finally, the third story is probably the scariest, and it's like the most recent story, and that happened when I was 13. So 3 years later, it happened. And basically, I was at my friend's sleepover, and I'm not gonna say her name, and we finished watching Cyberbully, and I was like, that's the saddest movie ever, guys. Like, I cried like 5 times during the movie. So we finished watching that, everyone started racing in their sleeping bags, and then I just started to get like this really like bad stomach ache, so I was just kind of lying down. And then I'm like, I need to use the restroom, so then I'll be better. So I ran to the restroom, I was using the restroom, and I pass out. Like, I really don't know what happened. Like, I don't know how to explain why I passed out. I just did. And I woke up on the floor. Basically, I was sitting on the toilet, and I had just fallen forward, and my face had just completely slammed onto the floor. Like, nothing was there to like hold me. My face just full on slammed onto the floor. So when I woke up, everything was numb, you guys. Everything was numb. I could not feel anything. I was just like, my lip was up to my nose. I am not even exaggerating with you. My lip was up to my nose. I was just completely like, I was, what's it called? Numb here, numb like here. I had like a bruise here, and I was just so disoriented, and I'm just like, what happened? Like, what did I do? So I get out of the bathroom, and there's like 10 girls there, and I just go, guys, I think that I fainted. And they just like freak out because we're 13, we don't know what to do. So the girl whose party it is goes to get her mom, while this other girl who ended up becoming super close to me, and we're still close to this day, we're still friends, she ended up helping me. She ended up telling all the girls like to get me ice. She told one of them to call my parents. She was just super responsible and like one of the nicest people I've ever met, and she just helped me. And the girl's mother didn't even come downstairs, by the way. You know who you are. But really, there's no hard feelings really, because I literally lived like 2 minutes away by walking, so my parents just came and got me and we left. But apparently I had gotten a concussion, my lip was swollen beyond compare. I had to go to the hospital like 3 times after that to get everything checked out with my head, like get x-rays, MRIs, all that stuff. And it was just not fun, especially considering that it was like 3 days before the first day of 8th grade. So my lip was like up to my nose when 8th grade started, and it was not fun. As I like said before, like, and I've been noticing this pattern that I pass out every 3 years. Like it was like 7, 10, 13. Now I'm 16. Luckily it's like June, so we're like halfway done with the year. Let's hope we go incident free on this year, because literally every 3 years something happens and it ends up getting like worse and worse. But hey, if something does happen, I have a story time to tell. So please don't let anything happen. That is the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I love you guys so much. Thank you for bearing with me last week, and I will be uploading a lot more Fridays, like consistently now, and I am just free, and it's gonna be a good summer, guys. It's gonna be a really good summer. So just give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I hope you have an amazing day and an amazing rest of the weekend and week. And I love you very much. Bye!